or father will be there along with them. So when they come to a new place and they don't find the loved ones, their father or mother, any one of them, and this is their first time in their life, they will be in a great trauma. And the problem with the children is they cannot express in their words the feelings or the trauma what they have. They only think that my loved ones are not there, and they will start crying. So when they start crying, our staff doesn't know why they are crying, or sometimes they know why they are crying, but they are unable to control them immediately. And the other difficult thing here, what happens is, if one child starts crying, the other toddler will start replicating. The situation becomes from bad to worse. So many a times, staff they know that in school we got to teach the children. We'll go there and we'll start teaching the children. But the pre-primary section, it is entirely different. It cannot be like a higher grade, or like in a college way where teacher will come with some purpose and deliver and move off. It will not be like that. So the pre-primary section in this, children, they don't get a proper environment also. When they come to school, they are locked in a small room, and they find other children also crying there, and everyone starts crying looking at each other, and the staff in a great headache situation trying to console each and one of the child. Now this is a known problem, there is nothing hidden in this, and every year our schools face this one. When the school starts, particularly I am focusing on the nursery, this LKG students who are already completed 1 year, they'll be in a better situation. Also the UKG. So let us focus on a priority basis, this nursery section. Now, this is the problem known and nothing is hidden. Uh, Now, the question is how to overcome this problem. Should we require a special training for this one? Yes, many say some Montessori training techniques, and I don't know, some new technologies coming from Finland method, Singapore method. Many are there, but I'll tell you what we did in our school and how we could achieve and overcome such situations. Now, the first thumb rule is don't teach the children at all. So, the staff who is there in the class must not have in their mind that they'll start teaching these small children. The situation is not favorable for you to start teaching. Neither the children will listen nor you will deliver. So, what needs to be done? How to overcome this situation which is going from bad to worse? The first thing, what I advise to all the staff here and to my staff in my school is to stop teaching. You don't teach, you don't focus on that. You start playing with them. You start have some games with them. Sometimes children, when they are busy, engaged, or when they are involved into some game or anything like that, they will forget. Now, what games? Maybe as simple as a balloon game, two, three balloons you will give to the children. They will enjoy it, playing with the balloon, which is flying in the air. They feel that with one shot, they are throwing the balloon into the air. So it is a deviation tactic. We will start using it. The similar tactics like clap together, appreciate together, or maybe run together, like in a train format. There are a number of ways depending on the situation and the availability of the resources you have at that time. You will utilize them and start playing with the children. So the first thumb rule is don't teach, but you start playing with the children. Maybe you will do this for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Believe me, within 1 or 2 days, you will find almost all children are silent and getting involved with your games or activities or whatever you are doing in the class. So the first rule is playing games. Not only games, maybe you will have an audio visual in your school. You can present an audio visual so that children will get involved into that cartoon what is coming on the screen or something. And the basic funda is one is deviation tactic to deviate them from their already preoccupied mind where they are trying to find their loved ones, their parents. The second is that involve them into that game, make them busy in that one. This is the second thing which you will do. Now, this way, what happens is you are keeping the children engaged and they are finding it yani, interesting day by day because you are only playing with them and you are giving a big chance for them to play. The other part here is most of the school they don't recognize is don't have a small place for the nursery children. You have a bigger place or a double class for them and give them a free hand to move around the room or around the place. Don't instruct them to sit. They are not big children to sit at a place or don't move, open your bag, all those things. These instructions can be given at a later stage, but not immediately. Immediately, you give them a free hand, let them play, let them make friends with the new children there. Let each and everyone recognize the other friend they have there and start engaging with each other, maybe with the teacher also. Now, the situation slowly it will come under control, and teacher will be the one whom children start recognizing, children start complaining, and children start getting the response they expect from the teacher. This way, what is happening is teacher is going to become friendly with the children. This is the thumb rule, second thumb rule, I can say. Once you are friendly with the children, now children has confidence in you. Now children start listening to you. Children start enjoying the situation where you are in. In our school, we use a lot of yani, balloons, blocks, then some balls. Then we use also those colorful cloth, big cloth, which will be there. Different things which you can find it available on the net, as well as maybe it is available in your school also. Apart from these equipments, you can also use without equipment also you can engage the children in the class. Now, first point is engaging them individually. The second point is making them working together. Yani you will maybe you will give certain number of pieces to of block to make something out of this or to set it in a proper way. Uh, so in that case, maybe more than one child will get engaged into that one and gets involved into that working together, right? Now the situation is slowly coming into control and children starts liking the teacher. Now once the children starts liking the teacher, I always say to my staff that you please make the children like you. How, that is up to you. Maybe for that you will play something uh, on the screen. Maybe you will give an individual chance to have fun, throw ball, run around in the class, whatever it is. That is up to the staff, depending on the situation there, to move around and utilize it in a best way. It is a common psychological perspective that if the child likes anyone, the child starts obeying in the same way. The more she will understand and have confidence on the teacher, the more the child will obey the teacher. Now you can even take them out down in your play area and start playing them with them. Now, in this way, the children will not cry. Instead, they will be part of your activities or games, whatever is happening. So this is the first thing any staff needs to do. In our school, this happens within 1 week. Everything gets under control. But always there is a newcomer in between, and that newcomer will obviously will cry or at least will be ready to cry. So again, you'll have to utilize the same tactics. Sometimes what happens is one or two child doesn't come under control, the child still will be crying. So, in this situation, when you have a rest of the bigger group in control, one child is just crying, you might also use a tactics of ignoring them. You just ignore them and you engage with the rest of the children. Then this child will start, instead of crying, will be observing what is going on. When the child is observing what is going on, then the child will forget that he has to cry or she has to cry. So they will get slowly start involved into the class or into the activity what is happening there. Maybe after some time they will not cry. They will forget that they have to cry. And once this happens, you can slowly pull them into the rest of the larger group which is there in the class. See, these are the efforts which we will make to make the children happy, comfortable, and to start loving the staff who is there in that class or in that room. Now, once this happens, you very well know that if the children love someone, then they will respect and they will obey them 100%. Once this happens, you can afterwards start commanding them to open the book or give them a paper to color it or whatever it is. Yani. The major part is completed. The major part is what? That children must understand you, must have a confidence in you, and they must look at you that अरे इधर गए तो हम बहुत खेलने को मिलता, fun hota. We can enjoy a lot when this staffer is there. And that is why many a times you find that these pre-primary children, they are attached with that teacher. If you change that staff or if some reason that teacher is absent, then they will be searching for that their favorite ones. This also happens. So the point here is you must make them like you. Now, in this situation, there is some backlash also. Many of the parents, particularly who has their first child, they will start looking at every day my child, what has learned, what he has written in the books, what it is. Now they find it 1 week has happened, nothing is there in the notebook. Now second week is going on, still nothing is there. They will come with some kind of complaints. You must make them realize the point that these toddlers of nursery who are just of 3 years age, they are coming to school and spending that time. That itself is a great achievement, a big achievement, because till that time they never went outside or they have never been without their parents. at least one of them are always there with them. So once you make them understand this point, they will realize that yes, it is too early for us to ask or expect all these things. So this way, this becomes the responsibility of the management or the school staffer to make the parents understand. Now, this is half the part done, and now the situation is under control. Regularly, we are having classes. Now, children are obeying the staff or everything. Now, again, the second point is you cannot start yani, delivering something in a written form. Uh, it will be too early. First, the thing is in the pre-primary section, you prioritize on orals, you prioritize on rhymes, you prioritize on the pronunciation of the letters, on the phonics, on all these things. So the uh, main thing here is that they will recognize and repeat in oral. So LS, listening and speaking skills will be improved. Now we are doing oral and we know what is happening every day. But it's a long time that parents are also eagerly waiting for their loved ones, what they are gaining and what they are improving to see something concrete. So you can start giving them takeaway activity for coloring. This will make the parents understand that some materialistic thing is also happening, something concrete is going on. See, these small children, maybe when they are in UKG, they might go home and start telling stories. But what where I am focusing is this nursery children who are coming for the first time to school, and also some of the children in LKG, they are doing the same. Now, the small children, they value very much the appreciation they get in their class. So some teachers ignore this appreciation part. What I recommend is on a round robin basis, every day or maybe in a day, one or two children, you need to appreciate in the class and make the whole class clap for them, appreciate and recognize them. In our school, we have a daily format, and also for this small children, we have a small assembly type. Maybe at a later time, I can elaborate on that part. But at least today, I'll tell you in the daily routine part. In the daily routine part, we have sections what the things teachers will cover, like in the oral part, what they have done. In a brief, just maybe any English rhymes. Then in the next, they will have something written part. Written part, maybe you can say there was some drawing or coloring. Or the next part will be some what we say, some fruit or some color or some animal or anything of the children's interest, we will also have. So maybe it is not every day, but that part will also be there. So on that day, what has been utilized and what has been talked on, that will be recorded. Then you have similarly, this will also come in activity or game. Or in the next part, you will have an activity or game. Today, what activity they have done, mm, or what games they have played, that will be noted. Then comes some appreciation. The which child today has been appreciated, the name of that child will be recorded. And the finally, the most important part comes wherein the whole days, whatever things we have done, it has to reach the parent. How it will reach the parent? That you either you will make a call to them to communicate that today your son, your daughter has done something different and the whole class has appreciated that child. So maybe you will call, or maybe those parents will be coming to pick them. So at that time, you will talk to them and explain them. This will give a great feeling to the parents, and they will have more confidence in your school or in your staff, I can say, on priority basis. So when this continues to happen every day, every week, after a certain time, parents will be so relaxed that ये स्कूल तो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है, मेरे बच्चे का परफॉर्मेंस अपडेट भी हो रहा है, as well as I am also seeing something is happening in their books. So this way, you will bring value to your staff, to your pre-primary section, and there will be a big recognition from the parents. See, anyone or any parent, what they will be happy is that the child must come happily to school. While going back home, they must not be crying. They must go back happily back home, or when the parent comes, they must meet them happily. No, this is the main thing. For this purpose, I made it compulsory even after the children comes in control, or when the sections are running fine also, whether it is LKG or UKG or whichever it is, before going every day they must have half an hour games. You make sure they must have half an hour games, because these are all very small children. They don't know. They are very innocent. They always have in their brain games, enjoyment, and all certain things like this. Why we are doing that before going? So that they will be in a happy mood when they meet their parents. Like some of the children, maybe LKG, UKG, they go home and also start telling stories. That is the reason we even have a storytelling method of working. Like when these children they start writing alpha words for the first time, maybe if they are writing A, then our principal madam has designed that they have to speak and write. Like I put two standing, two, what we say, which are these lines, inclined lines or slanting lines, and one straight line to make A. This is what they will be saying and they will be writing. When they are writing B, one standing line, two curved lines to make it B. There are similarly many things we are having for different situations. There is called chain drill, which is a very known to most of the staff. There are other tactics also. Maybe in future classes, I can elaborate on these situations and we can talk about other sections also. I think this is now time is up. This is the reason I am winding this off. And if there is any one or two questions, I request Salim Bhai to permit the audience to pose any questions if they want. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir is the correspondent of Ideal International School. Lot of practical experience he is having. So any practical difficulties you are having, you can share connected with education to this subject better, or in general any question you have, any problem you have, you can share. And this should be made an interactive session. Only
Yes, I always prefer interactive session.
Genuinely it will be of use. Either you can give a voice or you can type the question. You will see an answer. Quick, within few minutes we have to finish. And the first drop of rain which comes from the cloud is most costlier. Like this, the first question will be from the most intelligent of the audience. Only brave and intelligent will ask the question first.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, last year I have I have one child. She is very crying from started day. She is crying. Why? She don't know to write. She don't want to write. She don't like. After that, I have reached with her. Then slowly she started writing. After writing also, she is writing goodly. She is having a good handwriting after I give the practice. Now she is not identify the letters. When I say to read, she started crying. What can I do? This year I have written her this year because she don't know any letters. She will copy whatever I wrote in the board. She will copy. She have a good handwriting now.
Nice. No issues. See, one thing you please remember in general, these small children are very innocent and very soft. You cannot pressurize or you cannot hammer them to do something. So why in my talk also I said for these children, oral is the highest priority. First the recognition. They must recognize the letters or recognize whatever you are giving in a picture form or in a writing form. This thing first you got to get it practiced. After that, once they are good in identifying, then only you must get into the writing part. Yes, madam.
Sir, if we are giving practice means parents also have to take the effect. No, sir. They are not at all taking effect, sir. What we can do, sir, without helping?
No. See, for parents, you always keep them as a supporting person. You cannot make them as the main person. For example, now the child is writing everything. For that, she is good. But a recognition part or talking part, she is not doing. No problem. You have group activities. See, usually children, they imitate the parents, imitate the teacher, even imitate their friends. So you try to utilize those tactics wherein other children are imitating in that particular 3-member, 4-member group, and she is only not imitating. If that happens, then she will start cracking slowly. You can try in those ways. Or sometimes these intelligent children, they want special recognition. You can give them special recognition by saying, now this child will say everyone must repeat. Maybe in that situation, she'll start cracking. Then she'll realize that now I am in control, I am the boss.
Okay, thank you.
You can try different ways.
Arshad Madani Sahab is also here with us. Since we have started late, another 15 minutes we can give to Arshad Madani Sahab to introduce his topic at least.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Arshad Madani Sahab.
Thank you, sir. Jazakallah.
Bashir.
Jazakallah.
Arshad Bashir Sahab. Maulana is there. Maulana.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
कैसे हैं?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. और खैरियत से हैं शेख?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. आप कैसे हैं
काफी अरसे के बाद जो है शेख से मुलाकात हो रही, बातचीत हो रही. अल्लाह जज़ाए खैर दे, सेहत और आफियत से रखे शेख आपको.
आमीन. अल्लाह आपकी मेहनत है और सबकी मेहनत है, सारे मेंबर्स की मेहनत है, अल्लाह कबूल करे.
आमीन.
आप 15 मिनट्स ले सकते हैं मैडम.
स्टार्ट लेना.
जी.
अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला रसूलिही करीम व अला आलिही व अस्हाबिही अजमईन. अम्मा बाद. मैं सबसे पहले अल्लाह सुब्हानहु व तआला का शुक्र बजा लाता हूँ. बेपाया दरूद व सलामती हो